Score
attack rounds this year on
13-11.
this map, and a lot of times they end up starting
Heretics
there,
on
not this
defense,
time.
Koi on
I
attack.
can understand why Koi have
One map
opted
away
to go
from the
onto that attack
2-0.
side, but yeah, I think that Koi have shown that they can definitely battle on this map. It's whether they can close.
And Koi bring out
Series, they have 2 chances to do so.
the Gambit Wall.
Well,
the
it's not
pistol.
gone well to start this off. Star Duelist down and
That's
out
a
and
lot of
trapped in the
util
corner,
to fight
flashed
this.
up. Shadow
Oh
didn't
my.
last long either. Grabinho falling back, picking them off as he does.
Dude,
He's making it doable.
not again.
Already
It's
taken
it's
3.
the same pistol
He's
on
on
repeat.
100 HP still with Wu low,
The same pistol
and
on
he's got it
repeat.
as well. That's 4
It's like a 2v4
kills
again, and he
for
just kills 3
Grabinho.
people.
And Boo
Wait,
left
it was
to
actually the
clutch
same,
this
right?
out.
2v5 and then he kills 3.
Last map there was
I mean,
a pistol
this
for
time got 4
Heretics.
though.
5v3, it felt good and it fell apart. Now, this is a little bit more ridiculous. All
Still
at the hands of
doable.
one man. It could be an ace to kick off the map.
Whoa,
It looks
where
like
are
it
the
will be.
Where are my bullets
Grabinho
at?
taking them all down.
Whoa,
That's
okay.
1-0 for Koi.
We've already spoken about
Dude,
players
Grabinho
sort of
securing his
playing for
securing
next
his
year, I
spot.
guess, like looking to try and get themselves that
For sure
contract, be it
secured.
this team or another. Grabinho trying to make a case here. This was wonderful. The reposition after every single fight. Head spot that, okay, well, we didn't really need that one. We could have just
remembered
had the last couple of bullets, but yeah, an ace to kick things off for Koi. Fantastic start. Ult orbs, of course.
Yeah, I was
being
going to
built.
say he's got one of the
And
better
it's gonna
ults to get
leave
really early here.
economically. Bit of an awkward spot for Heretics. They're not going to have anything in this round.
The only thing that'll haunt Grabinho is that last
don't
kill,
use,
that's where it pops up base. That's
They
the
don't
one
use
you
the
want to clip.
Gambit Wall
And,
as default, do they?
might
Just
show you before on
eco
socials.
and
Going in his
pistol.
monster.
Just cuts to a screenshot of it saying ace. Yeah, I got the last guy too. You see that? There's the headshot.
No, you just edit
Freeze
out
frame.
the first like 10 bullets and then just show.
Still sees he's only got a few left in the mag when he.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, you got to do some detective work.
He was
then.
like breaking some util or something.
Heretics saving
that's what it
jobs out
was.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
that's
was actually
actually.
behind. Boo.
Let's see
He just didn't
respect.
see it. He wanted to make sure
Lots of
nothing
util
went
still
wrong.
online there. Well, they're on their way through to
Just
A
give
and
them back.
already found a lot of space. For Heretics, obviously they're tucked in corners. They got weaker weapons to
Yeah,
work
they're allowed
with.
to death.
Hoping a flank gets them some value. I don't think they were going to get anything
Boo
in
just got
Lamps or
util dumped.
U-Haul.
3-person push
people call it.
behind. Grabinho
But,
should get
no, look,
wrecked,
good
but
clearance. The problem is that flank. Sure, it's spotted.
Probably just gonna
One
kill everyone and get his ult,
element
right?
Of it is one leg
Sounds-
is swept out from
Okay,
under them. and
chat, he's on for the
Grabinho
kill
finds the
records.
other. Beautiful
Keep
stuff.
up this pace.
Hell of a start for
He's
him.
breaking
the
records.
Brimstone. Oh yeah, Tom, you're circling it. He already has the ult online. Lights out performance, and he started at the last map, but maybe not as well, but it was what 2-3 Ks in 3 rounds.
It's pretty good.
Acceptable.
Well, and Andaluthia Flawless is going to put them in a great spot economically as well. We're going to be keeping a lot of those rifles through to
There's the Fury behind the
this
Gambit
next
Wall. You got to
round,
play
and
in
fact
front
gonna
of it
fire
over
up an
towards
extra one
showers.
alongside it, so
And
definitely
you
puts
can't
them in
see
a great
anything
position.
from.
And the other thing as well is having that
It's kind of
ultimate, having
the
that orbital
same
strike,
full
it's
pro.
gonna
Do
make
they
things
throw it?
so awkward.
Yeah.
Like you're
So
going to be able to clear out
this is
lamps
an
or the
issue,
backside
right?
of
The
B
fact that you
with
can constantly
relative
walk
ease,
here, you can walk
close
around
out
all of these,
elbow
so
if you want to,
kind of
depending
force
on the
someone to
strategy.
play this area. You split this up into
Means that
2, so in
potentially
theory the
Heretics
sides
have to
can't
play a
fight
little bit
together.
off kilter to what
Right,
they'd
this guy
normally
can't
be
fight
doing.
with this guy because they're isolated. Kind of the theory.
Oh, straight into the site. Rien's doing well. That's 2
Looking
for
crispy
him.
on this one.
Activated and shutting down the aggression, dropping Spike in the open. A bonus round that had a lot of good facets to it for Koi, but Grabinho stripped of shields and down to half HP, and he's got one through the wall.
Yeah, dude, Raid Boss is
He's
still
taking
here.
down Rien's. There is
Gonna
a
be
chance.
saving his ult for
And
next
with the
round unless
shots
he gets
this
a kill
man has
here.
been hitting, I don't want to count them out just yet, but the real problem is getting to that spike. They don't have anything really to help them get out. Grabinho's out of smokes. Shados doesn't have any util past the wall that's on the other side of the map. I don't know how they're going to approach this.
Even just the time starting to tick down as well. It
Playoffs
basically comes down to mistakes.
for
Over
Pacific
peaks,
Friday.
risks
the
taken. and
EMEA.
you can see the spots that Heretics
Okay.
are in. The second
30
any
seconds
contact is made, first kill, immediate swing,
America's
and it all just
next
becomes far
Saturday.
too easy. A really
Right.
well-controlled round from the side of Heretics, and well, the only player to get any kills, guess what? It was Grabinho.
Yeah, this has been his map so far. 10 kills and 1 death. The rest of his team have 2
Okay.
kills combined.
When we
So,
saw
a fair
them
double.
on Icebox,
It is tough.
we highlighted a similar
It's
thing
more
where they
than
had official
triple
into
too,
this
would you
round. They were
believe
pretty
it?
good
I
at
don't wanna
making
go
sure
any
they made the
further
most
on
of it. Let's see if they can do the
Can't
same
math. Oh, let me on
with
phone
the
now.
Brimalt.
Calculator.
You could definitely see Heretics go
It says it's
aggro
more
here if
than
they want
4
to.
times
Okay.
tough.
What's 5 times called?
That's my. I don't have time on the round starting.
Sorry.
I'll check in between this and the next.
Big rounds.
Irrespective,
That
it's
was the other thing. I
Force
didn't wanna
these
do
two
it.
down
I
to an
knew I could go
eco.
quadruple,
You'd
and
have
I'm like,
3 okay guns behind it, but it would be a low buy.
No, I don't. I think you're speaking Spanish, Tom. Good attempt though. A 2-1. It's been an okay start for Koi. Last round stalled out. Now a much more direct
Yeah,
approach.
there's the
Everybody
ult,
coming
and this
in
guy's stuck
from
out in the
all
open. Any
corners. It's a
spammers?
nasty fight that Benji
Any
comes out ahead
spammers?
in,
No
and
way,
everyone else
guys.
is
Gotta
trapped
be
behind this
spamming
wall,
that.
trapped behind the
Can't be-
utility.
I can't see
Orbital
an
Strike
ult
was
here
used
with
as
no
well
one
to
spamming
slow this
left
play,
side.
and, well, Koi, they're not able to do so. Heretics,
Maybe there's some
again,
util
have
that I
full
missed
control.
over towards
Again,
garden,
have
but I don't
Spike
think
drop
so.
through the choke point, and the wall even to protect
It's the
it.
same. It's basically
Yeah, they
the
messed
same
up a
as
little
last
bit.
round. Yeah, the orbital strike was used to kill off anybody that sat in the middle of the site.
I know
in the
they're
tube,
walled off, but
there
it
was
should
nobody
be
there.
just
So they're just able to
ping,
move out of
spam.
the way. Everybody fell back, and then Benji managed to hold the ground and kill off Camo. So
Oh
it's
boy.
made things pretty awkward. This is going to have to be one hell of a disappearing
Honestly,
act. And hey, he's got the
he's out of
movement to
there.
boot, although he's going to try and go back. At this point, there's not really any wrong answers to the question of how do we win this round, because the answer is you don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's more so there's every answer is equally as incorrect because you're not getting this one across the line. With 20 seconds left, I think they know that. The question is if they can carry these
AWOL?
weapons.
Yeah, I spoke
through.
about it a little bit earlier.
28 HP
So this is
tucked into the corner.
Gambit. This is the
Have to
Gambit
hope, though, this
AWOL. They used to
utility
only
makes
do it
its way
on
towards him,
eco
and the
rounds,
spams don't
and they would
come in.
always just
Benji's
sneak
caught him.
into here and
Now
pinch
they've
right
lost
to the
that
back of
rifle for
sight.
no
It's
chance
really
of winning
good
the round.
for
Almost the
isolating
same for Shados. You might
showers
wanna
and
get out of
sight
here.
off, so you
The
can
TP
kind of
to
take
save the
showers
day,
a
but
little bit
look,
easier.
the position on
You
the
have
other side of
constant
the
pressure
map,
that you can
even if
walk
he
to back of
TP'd,
sight like this.
Woot was waiting for
Right
him.
on the
He's now just
floor and over
outside the
towards there.
teleporter on the other end, so there was
So
no
it just
safe
creates a
haven
lot
for
of
this
pressure.
squad, and now they're tied up 2-2. All weapons lost in last round means they're likely to go 3-2. We're going to see pistols for the attackers.
It's definitely a
Yeah,
bit of a
Gambit
worrying
used this
time for Koi.
pretty
You've
much
won 2
20
rounds, but
times
it
in a
has
row on
been
their
off a
ecos
hero.
throughout a year and a half, basically.
And as of yet, nobody else has really turned up to the server. On the other side, it's been much more of a team effort. I guess polar opposite Brimstones is the only thing to talk about.
And then the eco on defense, they would have a smoke here,
For now,
and they would
going to
just
be a
push through the
massive
smoke.
investment
Kill
here,
showers.
although, well, an aggressive start to the round from Miniboo has been punished, although this double up quickly puts
Gambit
it
good,
back in
yeah,
their
very
favor.
good. Played a lot.
2 headshots to equalize it up. This is a rifle there, I believe, to be retrieved. It will be taken. Spike is back under their control as well. Orb found, a little bit of extra value. But, I mean, going back towards the B side.
Teams were obviously not as
based on
good
what
back
we've
then.
seen,
Like
it's not
majority of
like
teams would
haven't been able
beat
to
them
find
now,
any ground
but
there, but
for the
unbeknownst to
time,
Koi,
pretty
there's
good.
still that heavy stack on A. Again, find it hard to see the correct answer for them. With a minute left on the clock, they're towards the spawn, and tells me they're going here so they can make a quicker rotation. Now that they're out of range of a lot of the sound cues, go for the sprint, make it towards B long, take those fights, and they'll find it for free. They'll waltz right into the site. The only problem is that, again, Benji is the
Might
one
be able to get a
waiting
plant
for
here
them.
because
With
you would
40
imagine that
seconds left, they're not
Benji's
gonna have
playing
time
to
reset and push
hold
again.
a little
They've gotta
bit, but
get it
just
right the first
mostly
time.
play his life and stay alive here.
Gravino, the rifle. They've given it to
30
Shados.
seconds left.
In the last map, I guess that was the right decision for the most part, but
Never seen team default this wall? Yeah, same.
all
Normally it's
really
for the set
Benji
rounds.
needs to do is just hold on to this corner. Like, obviously fighting and doing some damage would be nice, but just make sure they don't lose too much control. Snakebite is going to cause a...
Oh, almost.
No, actually, it doesn't change anything on the plan. I thought it might make things a little bit more awkward, but
Do they want to use
it's
fish
actually
ult?
fine.
Who knows?
And now into the post-plant scenario, again, you're looking at Shados. What can he do with this gun?
Okay. I feel like he almost just hit his keyboard there. What a shot.
That is ridiculous, isn't it? That is just so ridiculous.
Daredevil. Grabinho.
Vision
looked to
block,
spray
insta
this one
stick
for
as
the
well.
Sheriff. He's dove out and almost found a shot,
Well,
but nothing.
made
Landed
that
for the
look
side of Koi.
easy.
This is the round we
If you're
expected
Koi
to
though,
see.
you're a little bit happy you got
Albeit
the
a big
fish ult
drag
out of them, I
Team
guess.
Heretics get their 3-2 scoreline. They lose 1 player, so a big money-making round with credits now riding high on most of these players. And Benji Fishy, after his kills, he's got himself a Viper's Pit to work around. For the side of Koi, this next round, when they finally get rifles out, becomes that little bit more dangerous. And to be honest, I do expect... Yeah, that's nasty. I do expect to see the pit used as well, because this is the kind of round that you want to just throw in those early
Why did
ultimates.
Rian's ult?
really
It's
ruin your
better
opponent's chances
to
of having
prioritize
any
your
early
economy
presence
than
in the
ult
half.
economy. It's fine. Like, getting this within the first 5-6 rounds
Definitely
is
not
better than
deterred
having an
just
ult
how
into this
aggressive
round.
they're being. the deadly duo of him and Wu. Interesting blast pack. Doesn't really.
He's gone over the bullets.
Yeah, he's dodging them in a different way to what we're used to. But I like the fact that they're putting that sort of early smoke in and then just trying to play through it using the haunt. It just creates a full sense of security, maybe even sells the idea that they're going for an orb, and instead it's a play to try and get them an early kill. In terms of the orbs, okay, Miniboo is a couple away, Woot's one away as well, and there's a lot of ultimates on the Koi side that are close, but none of them are available for this round.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're not going to have anything to back them up. Now, Viper's Pit used on B blind as well. A lot of control, but it's not going to be
keeps a
solo
free
help.
person
We can
stack
see
here,
Lance is
especially
still
as
there.
the
And they get information, at least one player outside of
Growler
A. At what
hits.
point does the rotation come in from Heretics? At what point do they look to stack up this A
what
side?
fade eyes
Obviously,
he
the
got when they
TP is
run
a
onto
big
site?
concern. The
I
Koi can
wanna
always
know.
take it, but unlikely to with the Viper's
Woot's
Pit on
gonna
the
shoot
other
this
side.
flash from
Ult
Miniboo.
activated, flash through. Dizzy's good, but it hasn't caught Miniboo in time. Woot
Or just do
resets
that,
into the
yeah,
line
just
for
went
a
into the
double,
smoke,
and
dodged it for a
Boo's there to
little
back
bit.
up the
That
backside.
is an
And
absolute
Andaluthia
lockdown, man.
flawless. Koi took their time setting that one up, but Heretics were quick to dismantle it.
Too quick, too quick. Oh, 4-2. The last few rounds have been, well, clean, as you can see, and Andaluthia flawless. But the fact is, it's more so just that the smoke sort of shielded Miniboo enough.
Yeah, I feel like the
to peek out your
wall,
kill before anything else can be done, and then the reaction of the rest of the
like the
Heretics
wall
players is
isn't
just so
really
quick. That is the thing that I just
helping
love
Koi out
about
too
watching
much.
this team. Is
Like you look at that replay there, it looks like
because there's been so
the
much
wall
work
is
done
Heretics'
behind the
fault
scenes,
with how it's
but
been
the
played.
amount of commitment they have to an idea or to swinging on a
Gives you a lot of
teammate,
freedom
making
to
sure
spam
that somebody's
behind.
covered.
Double
They're
spam
so
behind as
disciplined.
well.
And that's
Over
the thing,
towards
you come at the
showers and
beginning of the year,
short.
you look at this squad of
Miniboo
a bunch
obviously
of
did great,
youngsters
but
and Boo. Not a lot of experience between them. Most of them coming from the tier 2 or coming from the tier 2 just before the year.
Wait, this is nuts.
And they look like, as I said, a well-oiled machine.
You've never
The
seen anything
best
like
of
this.
Anyone in EMEA by far, and well, looking like one of the best in the world. So it's so impressive, the work that must have gone in. Again, coaching staff have to be
10
given
times
a lot
anyone
of
else's
credit for
kills
that,
on his
because
team.
They came in with raw talent, and what they've been molded
I've
into
never seen
is
that.
This
Okay, they
is their
forced into
first
this one
year.
fish.
Imagine a year
I mean,
down
you
the
could
line.
keep this one nice and
That's
simple,
always the
right?
thing as well.
Fish
We
over
spoke
towards
to, like,
showers,
Heretics,
pick
I
up
think
the
KC were
orb
the
to
same.
go
It's
back,
like,
fish here,
this is
follow
a
it up with
long-term
orb.
project.
Could be an
Well,
easy round for Koi. Maybe Heretics want to go
This is
aggro
year one.
because of that? I don't know. Miniboo also one away from his ult. They got anti-fish position,
Just
right?
took a look there, Tom.
Higher, lower.
Fabinho still double what everyone else together makes.
Nice.
It's been
Not
tough.
for them.
No, it's very much
Yeah,
not
look at
nice for
it.
them.
I just don't
It's been
think
a
the
lot of
wall is
rounds
great
here
in
where they're
buy
not getting a
rounds.
whole lot done. Brienne's back into the teleporter. Get a little safe haven. 20 HP on Camo as he blasts his way through to the site to meet with this push coming out of back. Shadow's caught.
What is
He's the
going
first
on?
to fall. The wraparound spotted and taken down. It's a gorgeous round.
I didn't really
In
like
fact,
the call from
it's
Koi.
Andaluthia flawless
It didn't feel
with
like
one
they,
player dead,
first of all, it
'cause
felt like the
Miniboo
wall's
went
not
down
helping them.
from the grave
Second of
of
all,
Starzo's nade. Fair play.
They
That's
didn't
a
really have
martyrdom.
much to go
Guys, is that
after the
first
fish. Like the fade ult was
Andaluthia
good to stop
flawless
them
with
doing the
4
initial
players
hit.
technically,
The
going into
Raze
the
is
next
going
round?
up
It might
short
be.
when there's a free orb
It
over
might be,
towards
Tom. Are
showers.
we tracking this?
We've seen people die to like the spike and stuff. So
To a
I
blast
don't know, like,
pack.
yeah, blast pack. I reckon it's probably happened at some point. But again, just like a clean sweep. Woot as well. For his standards in the
Joe
last
wears
round, pretty
Crocs.
quiet.
Thank you so much. Jeez. Thank you so much, Joe.
See, we
Hope you're enjoying the
normally-
Crocs.
We normally mute those ones. We normally, normally there's a, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm so
he's-
sorry there's a
Am I allowed to
round
say
happening.
that?
He really went for it. Dude, that's not an ult kill.
Oh wow, just the happiness and
Yeah,
then
they changed the wall up, and they have to get up over
frustration.
towards short now.
I'm saving that one as a notification. All right. Well, Koi have done very well. They do have pistols. I've really been thrown off my game there. My goodness. They've
Yes.
got themselves the sight control, the ability to plant now, and well, the
Okay.
showstopper stalled out by a flash, but it's going to have an opportunity. And
Yeah, he'll take it.
connects a little bit too well, in fact. A lot of damage done. Boo steps up to take down one, but he's on 2 HP.
Don't play
Benji
what
Fishy's
Camo
close.
says. Lineups going in, even though Shados knows that there's a player there. I guess he's got Grabinho
And
to
we got,
defend him, and now Boo looking
He
for
got
a 2
a
HP
lot
clutch.
of. Oops.
Oh, no.
Never mind. That's why
Replay what he
was
said.
so ready for the lineup.
That's
so
sick.
ready. And this one's going to be a pay safeguard thrifty.
I genuinely
for the side
think.
of Koi.
I mean, they pick up 3 guns
last
here.
round, that might
Actually,
be
a massive
my
round for them.
favorite replay of all time. That's #1 for me, especially of the player comms.
So does that mean your favorite and least favorite replay of all time will be Miniboo? The Shin.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess. I don't think we had a replay of the other one, Tom, but understandable. Yeah, great round. I think for... That's a little unfortunate, but look, at the end of the day, you get the round across the line, that's all you need. For Koi, weaker weapons, more direct approach.
That whole thing is muted.
Just in case.
Yeah, push the
We
mute
saw
button on it.
towards the B side, these more direct approaches really haven't been working for them.
I mean,
here,
yeah,
and I
Koi
think
felt the
maybe
same as
all-out
what I felt,
shotgun
right? That this
nature of
wall
one of those
wasn't
low buys
helping them
where
at
you
all,
just
so now they
have all
changed
these
to
weaknesses to work with, and you
a different
flood
wall,
in,
and the full
it
process
catches
of this
Heretics
wall
off
is it
guard,
does
puts
the
them on
same
the
in
back foot.
theory as
That's
the
what's been
wall and
missing
the
so
smoke
far.
does
Uh-oh,
together
step
of
ahead.
blocking vision over
Already
towards
utility usage. That was an
short.
assist as well, I believe, by the snake.
Yeah, that was
bite.
nice
There it
though
is.
with the
The
molly.
snake bite
Molly
went
goes
down
deep.
to catch them running out. If there was any
Wait.
more than one player there, that could have been a
Molly
beautiful
through
clip.
TP.
Even still,
Oh, that's
opening
sick.
duel, that's good enough.
That's the thing. I feel
Molly
like
through
this is-
TP and then
I'm gonna
ult
give
on
credit
top.
to Boo, even though I'm purely guessing. But I
Yeah,
feel
then
like
a lot of
the
util
calls he has
close.
are so many just
And you've
little
already kind of conditioned them
set
to be
plays
scared of
that
this
they
because
do,
that was
and a
something
lot
that
of
they
them
did
are
on
towards
pistol,
showers
right? A
at the
lot of
moment. It seems
util
like
here,
they're
they
just
just
denying
backed
that
it.
control
They just
in
backed it
almost
up with a
every single
molly and
round,
an
but
ult.
also in a
Dude, that was
different
really
way.
cool.
Like we've seen it multiple different times now of how they've shut down that control. And now
They
with
show
what he
that
said,
in this game?
Look at where
Yeah.
the players are.
Why have they done
Look at
that
where
one?
they are. They've
I'm not
shut
sure we've
down
seen that from
control,
them as well.
And then they have just a stack ready on the other side of the
Feel
map.
like you'd
So,
be
well,
saving
you're not
that
in
one,
showers,
but-
you're not going to risk it. You've gone back the other way.
These B hits haven't worked at the best of times. Camo gets one and falls. We've seen this story before. And look, it's Benji holding down that
Last
side
bullet,
control.
of course.
Now, if you're a Koi fan, you definitely don't like the ending to this one, unless Garbino's got another big play with 10 seconds to
Hey,
plant the
very
spike.
nicely
It was
done
never
from
to
Benji
be.
Fishy.
The play was.
These two might get a little bit
Result
wrecked
was
money-wise.
6-3. Team Heretics doubling up the score of their opponents. Defensive side start is beautiful with 3 rounds left to compete for. Koi get rifles, some ultis coming online. This is their chance.
That's exactly what we're talking about. There is no escape from that round. And then even after that, like we're hyping up this set play, but then the reads just goes, okay, you've lost this control. We're going to leave Whoop behind as this solo player on the A side. We're going to stack up on B. Like, it was like they were reading the opponent's sheet of paper. Like,
Boy, one
everything
map
that was
one.
brought through in that
Double
round was
pistol, and they
telegraphed.
look decent.
I've seen
They look
this
good in
one
Icebox.
in the past, but again, this is more of a ruse. They haven't thrown in Miniboo early to try and fight this one. And Garbino's, I guess, has just taken a bit of damage through the smoke. He just got tagged up. I'm guessing Benji's just taken the old peek. Wow. That can happen too.
Yeah, this guy's farming them.
Oh, that could be a
got
beautiful
another
piece of
ult.
timing.
It's a big round. They don't want to have to
It's
eco.
called for the whole team. 3 players
I'm
will be
surprised. Well,
coming
they
with
just
them.
about had money. I think there was a
It's
drop
insane.
involved.
It's being pinged.
4v5.
Boy, I'm
Heretics go
definitely aware of this.
proactive. 3 people.
Danger
that's got
sign
the
on that
task.
map.
Oh man, this would be the Brim ult as well. How on top of it, a wall
He gets
and
his gun
half.
out.
Look at this
If he walked
timing.
up with smoke in hand, that could have been
Now what?
awkward. And they've caught
They're
a
gonna
player pushing. You know,
double-
they might think that that's the most aggressive that they've gotten
Oh my
so
God,
far.
Miniboo didn't
a
see him.
big opportunity.
Oh my-
Oh,
That's
Miniboo
insane, bro.
was spotted. That's a
There was like
disaster.
5
Oh, the
opportunities
element
that I
of
thought they were
surprise
gonna see
gone.
each
The nade
other.
Close, just going to send them back, and I thought the wall would cover the retreat, but not quite this time.
Oh
Used, but
boy.
Miniboo's
Dude,
caught
every
timing on
time I
Shadow
watch
as
this
well.
Koi wall,
It's
it
looking
just
messy.
works against them.
Koi could have fallen to just some good positioning, but in the end, I feel like they've fallen more so to their own mistakes. Starzo is the one taking contact. They want to try and hold up to that pin. He's going to try and run through. Forced out position, but it's left to Shados. The man you'd want in these sort of circumstances. First kill comes easy, and the second
Okay,
just
yeah.
the same.
Nicely
A
done in the
Red
end.
Bull clutch
Got a
for
little bit
Shados
close considering
to garner
how it
another
was.
round for Koi.
Yeah, you've just got a narrow choke point. First guy, he sees the flash, and then that gives him an idea. Maybe they're playing this one together through the pit. Sprays it down. I like to see it. Koi, 2 rounds behind, and a great opening pick by Garbino again that just causes chaos for this defensive side. That said, though, there were a number of mistakes there. As we said, those individual fights being taken, players caught out of position to lurk up as well. The fact that they leave open mid to go for the
Big
back
combo.
play and then send a
Doxo
player
one
back
away
in
as
to
well.
clear it out. It's a lot of unknown space, and they were unlucky enough that Heretics had pushed up. But
Why am I
a good
standing?
recovery
Because I
nonetheless.
bought a cable to
We're gonna
enable
see
me
a
to
play
stand, and I sit down
right
too
into
much.
Benji Fishy. But look at his orb, his snake
You
bite.
stream like
There's no following up. I mean,
12
at this
hours a
point,
day,
you might
whatever
as
we're
well
doing
get
out here.
Thrash gets
Probably
thrown. It's
shouldn't be
probably
sitting
better
for
for
12
them. Ult's
hours.
used, and that has caught the pinch completely. TP'd up players.
Treadmill?
dealt with it.
Yeah, we got
Benji
one.
Caught on his own.
That's
That
the
is
next stage.
About as good of an opening as you can possibly
Get this
imagine
old
for
guy
Koi.
moving.
And a 5v2 now. There have to be a number of mistakes for this to go the other way.
Walk into the firing squad. A great round from Koi. Patient, waiting for players to rotate. And while Woot is going to have to pull off a hero play once again, but they're sticking together. They're making sure that there's no easy fight.
They're actually putting up a pretty good number on this.
Another
I mean,
solid
solid combo
round from
coming in
Koi.
as well.
It was looking like a really damning scoreline. What was it, 6-2 or 5-2? Now, well, it could end up as an even half. I will admit that a lot of the time when you see the success of this Heretics roster, their attack side, as I said, 7-3 versus GX, 9-3 versus Na'Vi, 10-2 versus G2, 8-4 versus 100 Thieves.
So is it
7-1
smart to
versus
TP
Foot
when
versus
Brim
last
has
5
ult?
games
No,
they
not
can
really.
play.
I wouldn't
All of them
recommend
really
it.
clean
I was
attack
going to try to
side.
stay
But for
silent
Koi,
on that
well,
one.
They're making each of these competitive. Well, I don't think Heretics expected to run into 5 players.
Yeah, they got a little bit lucky. There was 5 of them.
It's an unusual
Maybe they could have
early round
comboed a
strategy,
little
that has to be
bit.
said.
Like
And
Fade
if you're
should probably
running
be there with
some
a
sort of
Fade
a
eye.
Sentinel for control. If you had a Cypher here, maybe it makes sense because your back's covered. But a big gamble from that attacking side and a big reward.
Yeah, Heretics are
found as a
playing pretty
result.
loose.
Now,
Which surprising.
we see that
That's why
patience
that
that you
round
talked
over
about,
towards
Tom.
Showers was so
They're just
surprising. I
pumping
wonder
the
if they'd
brakes.
shown that
Last time
before.
they did this was last round, and the player came up into hookah and walked right into them. So
They are
hope
playing
that
very,
the
very
same
loose.
thing will happen this time.
And you can see Benji's now waiting in case there's a TP. The other 2 players can commit more directly in towards the site. Whoops. Gonna be the one under pressure. Okay.
That's,
He's been
dude, that's
spammed
what they
through
needed with
smoke.
Brim ult
And
to
now it
do.
is up to Benji.
Yeah, and this guy hears the Brim pushing, so they know where one is. All about
Come in
Benji.
for the play. First kill goes his way. He'll be able to
Oh, hold
deny
up.
the plant.
Oh my god.
Buys at least
Where's the
little bit
spike
of
going?
extra time, but anything else is going to be difficult. Another one comes up, goes for a little more. He does bring Starzo low. And now Boo, if he could catch a timing, he could at least turn this into a 1v2 scenario. The player coming in from behind, though, could be a bigger
they know where
issue
he
while
is.
not connecting
That's
those
the
first
issue
shots.
with this.
Look at this. He's stuck in a triangle.
And he doesn't know about one of them. That's the problem, right? The other 2 you guess, but Grabinho,
Dude,
that
6?
is a blind
6
side if
considering how
ever I've
bad it
seen
was.
one.
I actually think
Luckily
Koi could have
avoids
got
him on
way
the
more
path.
as well.
So at least a
The
good
wall
start.
cost him a couple of rounds.
Smoke's already gone, no
Yeah,
smoke.
he messed
and
up a couple of
Diffusing,
ult
there's a nade
rounds.
still to work with as well. I mean, I don't know how he gets out of this one. Definitely not going to save, considering it's the last round, but he has to find these players, and they are nowhere to be found. The patience of Koi on full display. Nade to deny, not even
This is
needed.
unreal. What did
Grabinho lands his
Grabinho end
third
on, dude?
headshot
He
of
had
the round,
a...
and that is a
He had an
lights-out
absolute half.
coming out of Koi's Grabinho. He has been so impressive here. 17 and 7.
There we go,
while the
17
next
and
best
7
player
on
his
one
team,
half.
a duelist, has 6 kills. And like, that
More
is
than double.
it is Tom. And you know what? Triple? It's not quite. It's a little short, but
Oh, I couldn't work that one out myself.
should I knife him?
Let's get Kim up here.
Should I knife him?
I know he loves it.
Get a spreadsheet up. I want to know, does he have double the kills of the bottom 3 players?
Dude, this guy had such a big turnaround from stage 1. I would love to see a side-by-side. Stage 1, stage 2.
6-6.
His stats will look like he's a completely different
4
player.
of the last 5 rounds go in the way of Koi. And a pistol round here puts them in the driver's seat.
3-0 at the moment
That
for
said, though,
pistols.
Heretics have proven themselves time and time again on this attack side. Already Woot has a bit of information. Now he has a lot of information. And that's actually going to be the move for the rest of the team to take space.
And now
Gonna
what?
try and hold on to this shower
Now they
spot.
TP to double down and got 4
Definitely not gonna be
people over
easy.
towards
Well,
showers.
that's not the start they were looking
We get
for.
overwhelmed though.
Even trades though.
I'm
It's
so
the planter now that
Stoxer's
has the
got to
advantage.
think they're going to be
Time
pushing
ticking
him.
away. Lots of positions covered by
Stoxer's
them,
got to
and
think
they're even
someone's
taking a bit
smoke
more
at the very
control.
least.
Boo and Mini Boo, the brothers moving down to take everything around middle. Spot for those flanks coming through. And Miniboo's contact is crucial here. He finds the first, not the shots. Oh, but the information comes to the
dude, I
cost
would
of both
always
lives.
back
Now
Miniboo
Rienz
to
and
get that
Benji
one.
Fishy, the ones that have to try to recover. Play up in heaven by Starzo looks dangerous. Benji Fishy exposed to it. The shots are all landing, and now they know where Starzo is. This is so quickly turned on its head. It's all up to Benji. Flash on the right, pick up of the weapon. Starzo hunting him. 3 shots left. He needs to go for the reload, and the time already too far
All right,
gone.
they get their first pistol on the board.
Team Heretics have done it again. Benji Fishy and the clock enough to win the clutch.
Yeah, it's a scenario again where it looks like the initial start
Shadow
to
with
that
a normal
retake went
crosshair. Yeah, he got rid of the
fantastically
other one.
Shadow getting that
He tried
double
to explain
kill.
it on stream,
I
but
felt like the round was going to fall apart, but it is just those clutch players, those late round players for the side of Heretics that have turned this back around.
Let's go!
A multi-frag, which gives them the advantage, brings them home the pistol, even a thumbs up from Weber.
yeah, thumbs up.
He's ecstatic.
Big praise.
Not as pleased as I've seen the man look. Oh, I like this aggressive play, the wall. Oh, it's not really helped them. I mean, if anyone was inside bat, they're in trouble, but
I think it's
we had an
right.
opportunity to isolate
them
a
up
duel.
short into
That
4
player instead
people.
gets away, groups up with the team, plays the flank. That's Woot. The rest of the squad on site. Plant coming through, now confirmed, and they can back off, play the space instead. Rienz, maybe a little greedy, goes back in and gets his little guy back online for the late round fight. Here's the flash, Benji, and just perfectly, even killing players he can't see. Oh, they had a few pistols and
probably
slim
can
hope.
go
Now
get
that's
his
turned to
ult.
none.
Does Woot change at one point? They're kind of far away from each other.
They're just waiting for a mistake or to die to the spike. Shorty from here. It would just be a free orb for the opposing side, and looking like an almost guarantee of a flawless round for the side of Heretics. Perfect way to kick off their attack. And as you can see, the remaining players will just go down to the spike. And Andaluthia flawless for round number 2 for Heretics. And now this is where they could start to run away with things.
It is their attack side, like we heard. You know,
Lot of money.
a lot of the results sounded good, but it's in particular, and I think it was one of the older ones.
Oh, that's
up
how he
against
gets that
Ford.
second kill.
They already had I think it was a 6-round half, a 7-1 scoreline on their attack. Like, you do that to Foot on this map, I'm feeling pretty good about your chances. That's a team that can come out swinging, that can disrupt your plans just by getting in your face. For Koi, they're going to need a lot to get this across the line. Now that Heretics have the lead, there's still another map, Haven. So it's not like the alarm
I
bells
like this
will
from
be ringing
Koi.
just yet.
Koi been doing alright with their like trying to get ults online early. Like the actual just plans based around ults.
That could be a problem. They go back in. Heretics want to fight for that control.
It looks like
Where did the
used
official go though?
Thrash, and it caught.
Did I
But
really
there's
just
no
praise
one
them and
even
it
remotely
and the
close
official
to
lose it
actually
over towards here on
feel
their own?
anything of that. It is completely wasted, if anything.
There's no way I get an
But yeah, I
insta
think
curse
it's
like
just
that.
being
That is
pinged
such a
by
bad
the attack.
official.
There is a Thrash
That's-
down on
that
the
was
board.
terrible.
It seems like peculiar
There's no way,
usage, and,
dude.
well, it would have been very beneficial to have that now.
Again, sometimes you get that a little bit too greedy, send it in too far. I like that. Woot bypasses the utility that was searching for him. And
Ooh,
it might
that's what
come
we've
back
seen the
together
whole
to end,
game.
but damage is done. The pick has been found. The spray here from Rienz, it is wild, it is blind, and not finding a whole lot.
Yeah, Wingman got half.
Already. Molly denies any further from the Wingman. Miniboo up top manages the kills,
What
and it's
on
enough.
earth
with
was the
Boo
plan
back
behind
on the
that?
ball.
Dude, they really went
9
over
to
towards
6
long
for
to
Team
get an
Heretics,
orb
and if it wasn't
to
already
send a
looking bad,
official out
it just got a
once
lot
they had
worse.
showers control.
Yeah, that's
And no
a
one to
round
follow
there
up no
again,
matter
but
what.
I think the ultimate just used a little bit too preemptively.
And then tunnel visioned on the guy on the
Hasn't
left
really
where no one
helped
can
them
hit
out
and
in the
spawn.
grand scheme of things, and
What?
well, there's been so many angles. Like you think about that initial fight there, clearing that out with a Thrash would have saved the initial life. There's so many places that ultimate could have had more use. And well, for your first buy of this half, now 9-6 in the lead. Heretics 4 away from taking us to a map 3. And as said, like to break the combination would have been impressive. This is a map that, although Koi have had
Bit personal, but if you
close
could
results
choose
to
with
KC and
bias,
Fnatic,
would you choose between
they
streaming
get to play in
VCT
this
right now
split.
or the day on Liquid as coach? Nah,
Now,
man,
though,
coaching is stressful, bro.
not much
This
to
is
play with at all.
this is
It's
chill.
a few
You
pistols,
would
stinger
choose
for
this.
Starzo. They do have the majority
Coaching
of their players
is-
on the right side of the map.
Way too stressful. I love streaming, bro. Straight up. I miss a good amount of aspects from
Koi are just
coaching,
being
but
starved of information and no advanced control. Nobody pushed up. Sometimes you have Bath. I mean, all they really have here is Hookah, a pixel angle being held by Grabinho. This is a fine round for it. You go pushing up on Bath in a round like this, you're only asking for trouble to give away the one advantage that you actually have.
do I yell during timeouts? Not really.
Seeing Koi stacked up on B. You're playing it blind.
I'll yell in like
You're hoping
VOD
that Heretics
reviews
run
and
into you.
practice it.
They've
That's
even
about
spotted
it.
the smoker still on this side
But
of
during
the
the
map. That's
game,
a
you don't
good
really
read
want to get.
and a good reason to stick where you
Like,
are.
there's certain
To keep
people
boots
that
on the ground, but now Shade
that
sees
stuff
the
will
rest
work
of the
well with,
squad,
and
the
there's certain people where that
rotations
stuff
begin.
won't work well
I'm not
with.
sure what role Boo will play in
Gotta
this.
know your
Just
audience.
cleaning up kills or playing for the flank, but he has.
I was
top
mean,
one.
bro. I
He can go
flamed
for
my
the
team
TP
every
group
single
up with
day.
the squad and,
Every
well,
hour, every day.
this retake should be relatively easy. I mean, okay.
He only has a stinger.
Yeah,
you know?
they're eco. They've only got weak weapons. Let's just go jumping through close angle corners to take them down. Whatever. Yeah, sure, go for it.
Stinger, you know? He wants the orbs. Got to farm it up.
That was a ranked play if ever I've seen. Jumping in and still full spraying, by the way.
Yeah.
Not waiting to land. No. I respect it. Well, Koi definitely will after that.
Looks like another one for Grabinho. Still fragging, but the
Doesn't
main thing here
really
is
matter about the damage. They got
gaining up
so
those
much
extra
money.
orbs. Starzo's going to be waiting. That should be the kill onto Wu. No, never mind. It's the bait and switch. Or Grabinho will make the decision in the end to go down. Retrieved a gun at the last second, but wasn't able to hold on to it. A little bit of extra damage, but ultimately nothing much to write home about.
Absolute lunatic.
With the amount of finances currently already building for the side of Heretics, we're going to see a pause. The thing is, I think stemming the bleeding here is going to be very difficult.
I'm getting knifed
You're
out
up
as
against
Phoenix, so I'm
probably
pretty
the
sure I was out of the
best
team by then.
Bind team in EMEA at the moment. You're 4 rounds down. You're on probably
Was I? I
your
can't even
less
remember
favored
that far
side
back.
of the map as well. And you're up against their favored. And even with Grabinho being 19,
I was,
10,
okay, I
still
tried to
top
delete
fragger
it
in
from
the
my memory
server,
then.
It doesn't really matter at this stage. Then there needs
Camps
to be a little
2022?
bit more synergy.
I was out of the
be it
team then.
using the ultimates at the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, they have none of those for this round. And to be honest, well,
Wait,
the closest one
Camps
is a couple of kills away.
2022.
By that point, round might already be fought for. And you also have Thrash, Showstopper 1 away.
it wasn't a team
And
then.
maybe a plant for Benji and a kill. And that
Who's
could be
that- who's that
Viper's pin.
against?
So I think this is well, looking like a map 3, unless Barber has some truly wise words to say to the Koi side.
Especially
Optic?
considering, you know, sure,
Chat, I don't think
Grabinho
I
had some
ever
good
played
rounds last
Optic,
map,
man.
but I think the big
I'm
difference
pretty sure I was
is
out of the team by
Shados
then.
as well. He was turning up for big clutch plays.
Yeah.
and
My
in a
last
map
game
where it's
was Liquid
13 to
Zeta,
11,
yeah.
you can see every play like that, every clutch, every
I never
multi-kill
played.
matters.
I never
It
played
gets you
Optic.
across
The
line.
only American
think,
team I
you
lost
know,
to was
it can feel good
EMEA in V1.
to be that hot on Icebox and cool down that quickly coming into bind, but I think the issue is a little broader than that as well.
Also think of Camo's openers. Like there's a lot of things that have been missing a bit more on this map than the rest. An immediate thrash, and in fact, that's going to be the entirety of the A site already gone. A straight up retake being played, an immediate pinch. In fact, they've already taken full showers control.
Yeah, and this
It looks
dual
like
spawn
they're
is
gonna put
everything.
Ball on the other side, the
Dude,
timing couldn't be
Stark's
worse.
gotta think
There's at
they're
least gonna
there.
be one kill
Look at the
coming
map
up for
control.
Shadows,
You
though.
gotta, you gotta
Position
imagine
holds
someone's
value,
there.
but they're
But I
trying
get
to
why he
force
doesn't
him
because
out.
they didn't
Either
push it
he's gonna
reactively
get
last
pinched from
time.
one side or the other. Anything here would be nice, but actually he's worked as a distraction. The rest of the team have taken the site, and they now have an advantage.
Oh, that's awkward as well.
Dude,
Rian's not hitting the
Wingman got
shots,
it
at
half
least
there.
already with having the molly land disables that diffuse. Gotten it half though. The pressure now on time-wise, and only one man
Yeah,
standing.
and they were
but low
calm
HP.
on this.
Boo
They didn't
get it done
didn't
this
rush
time.
to try and get
It's
the
Grabinho
defuse
again
on anything.
for a big
I think the
play.
Stocks have messed
3
up a little
kills
bit,
on the
but
board.
shout out to
Now, close to half their
Grabinho
rounds.
once
I can
again,
put down to
raid
just
boss.
that man. He is putting in the legwork, let me tell you.
Yeah, I want to give credit though to the call this time. Like I like how quick they were to react. They knew that they had the thrash. They knew that they were likely
I was in a
to
group
lose
with
control,
Optic
and
in
then, of
Reykjavik, but they
course,
lost to X10.
any
Yeah,
solid
yeah,
team
that's
is gonna
right.
follow up off the back of that thrash.
Yeah,
So
we
they
thought we were gonna play them, but then they
immediately
lost.
reclaim Showers control. And I
yeah.
think if you don't have Showers in that
That is
retake, you
right.
don't have a chance.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing comes down to that flank.
Ended up
And
playing
even with
Xerxes
some of the more
instead.
aggressive positions, like Shados doesn't do much in terms of damage,
Psych.
but just holding on to
Thank
the
you
angle.
so much, man.
It's a 7th round for Koi. It's 1 on the
I
board.
appreciate
and
you
it's
saying
an
that as
ultimate
well.
expended for the other side, but
Thank you so
there's
much for the
plenty more
super
to
chat.
come.
What's impressing me
22
most
to
about
10, by the
Grabinho
way.
is I'm looking back at a lot of these replays, and his fights don't seem to be him in a corner catching players looking the other way. They are duels. They are people looking to take him
And this
down.
was
And now,
insanely impressive. He did the molly, he made sure they couldn't
Well
get
done by
space,
Minibu.
and then
He
it
gets
messed
that
up their
rocket so late in
timing,
the
so they
round.
missed the
Blast back
tether
out.
as well.
Oh, no.
No,
Blast
block
back
back
out.
Oh my god, this was an
He's being
unbelievable
dropped.
round for
Oh,
Koi.
that's
They
a
just
disaster.
annihilated him.
The mosh pit
I think they knew this was coming.
5 versus 3 now for Team Heretics, and
Pretty sure they knew this one was
Well, that went
coming.
from a very good play to one that he's going to want to forget very quickly.
Yeah, they were so ready for this.
Round being lost to a blast pack. Grabinho
I mean,
on the other side.
that brim
knows how
molly
that
was
feels.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to want to forget about that one as quickly as possible. Still, 3 players standing. The A site again left open, but it seems like this is more of a plan now from Koi. Okay, we play better together when we can go for those retakes rather than
And
trying
the
to
Heretics
challenge
aren't
things
trying as hard
individually.
because they're in the playoffs. I mean, for sure.
Who's gonna
They're
try
playing
and
very
sell
loose
this as a
right
bit
now.
more of a ruse, even intentionally getting caught by that knife.
Wait, DLV really?
Meantime, the rest of the team are looking to try and clear out whatever they
Be there
can
forever.
before going for the plant. The thing is, I think Shados is getting very suspicious at this point. And while the Viper's pit, he's actually fired that on immediately, expecting it to be a far more standard plant. It is not that at all.
Okay, number 1 pet peeve. You have a pit down. Players pushing out of the pit, especially Vipers, to take the fights. I saw Koi do it earlier as well. I think there was some utility for Star, like the push Starzo out, but it was still a choice, left or right. He went right. I like what Rienz is doing though, staying up close. Yeah, the reveal, but he's
Surprised he
already
didn't get
back.
spammed from this.
Oh, he's in danger, and they have to give up the control. Okay, so these players break through the pit, but getting onto the spike will be difficult. Edgy Fishy in the corner. He has to survive. Has to run
Doable.
this
So
deep in the
doable.
round. Good damage, and these players are being decayed. The classic comes out. Right clicks will be enough. They're trying to take him.
The Viper in this position is so strong. Nice 1v4.
What a play inside the pit.
There's too much talent on this
You got to
roster.
kind of wrap
A Red Bull
around,
clutch
and
that
then when you
came
don't
in
have the time to
3v5
wrap around.
scenario.
It's a shame because Koi did so
Fight.
good with all
Which
of
is
this. Yeah, they countered this round
This is what we wanted
insanely
to see.
well,
Just
but
a clean up and just clearing him out. It's like they left him for the final second for him to dunk it on his opponents. Rienz will sacrifice himself so that this man can live. And 21-9 at the moment. You can see why.
oh man, dude, I'm gonna miss that stuff, bro.
Well, you got to feel bad for Shados. I mean, he's popped this
I'm
pit,
gonna
but you
miss-
can't expect the same
gonna
level of
miss those
impact
two.
out of him. I mean, it's a tough act to follow.
What the?
Benji's even picking up a kill on the other side. That sends them outside the pit. Now, they didn't
They
have information.
double push
They went for it,
showers,
they rolled the
double
dice, they
push,
gambled. Maybe flash
Rome
next time,
Viper.
but they gambled, and it didn't work out. Well, kind of. They trade out, but the pit being on A, players stacked on that side of the map, and the numbers advantage for Team Heretics. Map is the same size.
What's happened to the
You got
Koi
less
roster?
players to defend
We're
it,
not sure.
and that
The only
means
thing that's been
Grabinho is
announced
falling back.
for sure is
falling
Baba.
back. Now he's
Even the
going out.
coach
He's
said that
curious.
he's
Yeah,
gone.
He's been their best player. If he can get a kill and fall
Pretty
back,
much
that would be
announced that
nice, but there's
during
a bombardment
Split
of
2, like
utility
right at the
coming his
beginning.
way, and
Retiring?
just
We
gonna
don't
try
really
and
know.
slow
He
them
just
down
said
as much as
said
possible.
done with
That's
Koi,
Molotov
I think.
should
So he might
deny
find another
it
team.
will. So it buys an extra few seconds, but the rest of the team is still very slow to make their move. Maybe still a little bit doubtful. But they are gonna
Looks
be
stressful though when
fully
you
committed
when
to
you
the
watch his
big side.
POV.
Second
Don't know if
time
he can
the spike is
handle
planted
another EA. He might take some time off.
will be the giveaway. And now, well, Shados is only just making his way onto the scene.
Starzo 2 from up top, but it's Shados who has the impact. Evening the numbers, not the HP though.
Dino one
Starzo
smoke.
has his
Kind of
own
want
to
to
work
do
with,
it
but
on
doesn't
the
need it.
spike.
Nice off angle, great kill. Nade through as well, could force Rienz
Yeah.
forward. In fact, Grabinho was
Dude,
first in
nice
the fight.
round.
And with Shados around the side, they've managed to make it work. A textbook retake coming out of Koi. Now 11
They really
to 8,
needed
the
that.
gap
Look
down
at
to
all the
3.
money.
God,
This
it
would have
seems
been the
like
end of it.
advantages at this stage are almost a negative for these squads. Like, Shadows quick to get the
Baba
pick,
watch
but also
party,
just
yeah, just
a little bit blindsided.
raging everyone.
I think just how long it took for that rotation to come in was
Depends how
enough of a
invested he is.
surprise for that initial fight to go in the other direction. This was the kill. Woot caught repositioning, and then everything else just seems to fall like dominoes. Heretics
Gorilla.
now going to take
Hello.
a pulse of their own. The
Hello,
back and
hello.
forth. Not
How's things?
ideal with the current lead that they
Yeah,
have.
I've seen the news. Gotta wait till Friday.
With ultimates on either side. Seems like Neil's getting vocal. Maybe trying to point out some of the mistakes. So those advantages.
Yeah, they want to close this one out, especially as we're starting to get to this point as well for their own
I
money.
don't expect to see Heretics losing 4v3s like that.
I think that's a fair call. I'm sure the same sentiment being communicated now.
Dude, look at this.
We talked a lot about Corbinho as a big player for Koi, and I think just being that shining light in the darkness is enough to draw our eye in that direction again and again here on Bind. But for Team Heretics, Benji, Fishy, the 4K certainly helped out.
Does Heretics have map pool issues?
But outside
Some
of
of
that,
their
he's just been a
maps
consistent factor.
have
We saw
shown
the
a
last
lot of
round, hit
data,
up
so
on
they're
A,
not
they've
hitting
got
as
the
hard.
base, they've
I
got
would say
control,
that.
and it was his
I'm
kill.
not sure you would say it's issues. I think they
Managed to
can.
drag them out of that pit.
They can, and they might have
opportunities to the
already
side, and I think
have some new comms.
That's what I like about Benji. He is
waiting
a guy
to
that
show it.
creates opportunities
See.
again and again, whether it's for himself, like in
They've
that
been one of those
clutch,
teams that can
or whether it's for
do
his
a new
teammates
comp
with
in
the
like a
map
day,
control.
2 days.
3 rounds in between them. The chance for Koi coming into this round. They have their ultimate on Camo, Showstopper ready to go. And a null command for Starzo as well. A lot of options for the defensive side. And I expect Heretics to play slower, cleaving the control out of their opponent's hands, especially when you have this Showstopper. This isn't the time, when the defenders have the Showstopper, it isn't the time to group up and go running in.
Yeah, especially when they have the ultimates of their own. Initial horn
They die,
just to
though.
try and clear some of the
Secured that this is
closer
clear over
positions
towards
that will
long.
allow
Boombot,
Minibu to
in
take
case someone
that
tries to
space.
take a
It
timing.
does seem like they're trying to sell information, but it does look like also Koi are very happy to play.
they at least find out that the
Gecko
Gecko is
again,
there.
it's exactly the same. They have Shados aggressive initially, just to try and catch anyone. And then they just fall back. And I guess when you have a Showstopper as your entry point,
Got a
my
lot
only
of
worry
ults.
is the orbital
Lot
strike.
of
Like, you're up
ults.
against an ultimate that is incredibly
As we can
good
see on the
in
minimap,
post-plant scenarios.
probably.
That could be
Dude, what is the
problematic.
Raze gonna
Now,
do
Nightfall
here?
is going to force them back
Minibu.
anyway.
We got a Raze Lurk at the moment.
Minibu's on the other
Minibu's
side.
going fast behind them,
He's got
yeah.
TP behind them. He's got Shadow.
Oh my
He's
god, and
even
they had to
burned up
use the
Showstopper,
Raze
and now
ult.
Camo's completely surrounded. This
They
lurk from Minibu
annihilated
is
them.
absolutely gorgeous. It might only
They had
amount
the
to one
Lurk and
kill,
Raze.
but the play here for Heretics, they cast the net and it has caught its prey. Now they've got to step in. Koi right into the hands of this Heretic side, waiting for some of these plays. In fact, they've just given up lamps at just the wrong moment. Look at the space filled in by Grabinho. He's been impressive, but he won't be this round. And that spray so close, but those last few
Look at the
bullets
util.
went to
This was sick.
Now
This
it's
is
too
a whole
late.
round based
Too
off
many
their
players
reactions.
to eliminate on that attacking side.
If the
Too little
Gecko's here,
time
they
to
normally
do
go
it.
for the
They'll
TP.
send this
That was
out to try
insane.
to save, but Shados
Maybe they
is
know they
about
like to do that with the
counter
Raze
heavy
ult.
resistance.
Raze ult over
They're
towards
hunting
here,
it
then they
down,
like to take
not letting him
TP.
carry that weapon through to the next. And with 4 chances to close out this map, it's looking like Heretics
Yeah, we're
want to
looking
bring
like
us to
a
Haven.
Haven. Looking like
Forward
Haven's coming.
continuing, and unfortunately that puts Koi on the back foot once again. The timing of the peak.
Import, the
perfect, and
coaches
yeah,
don't
they
count as an
definitely made
import.
things awkward
It's only players.
with the plan put in place for Koi when it fell flat very early on. 12 to 8. Grabinho. I will say, when you have a guy on your team who's 25 and 30,
But he's gonna throw the mouse.
why is he the one with the stinger?
It's a fair question to ask, Tom. It really is.
Insta
I'm
knife,
not sure I
two-pass
can
and
give you
push.
the answer to that question.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Grabinho
I like this, though.
rocking
It's a strong
rifle
knife
after
over
the
towards him.
performance he's had, but
They got a fast flank.
well, he's the backup and he's the first to fall.
Does
27
Boo
HP
consider
left
it?
on Woot. He goes
Yeah.
out for more. Okay, Shados equalizes
And
things
Benji's
at
on
least,
top of
but
it as well.
Here's the problem. Heretics, you gotta deal with Boo and Rian's. They have 2 big ultimates online. This man in particular, if he's allowed to survive the orbital strike can come into play, but he doesn't know there's another
Yeah,
player.
he baited
It's an easy
so
kill for
heavy
Shadow
that they
and
had
followed
no
up onto
idea.
with Mini Boo. Only Rian's. Trash doesn't find
That's
what
when
it
you're allowed
needs,
to bait,
and Rian's
stuff like
doesn't
that.
either.
EU
12
Will
to
with the
9.
14 months. Thank you so
3
much, man.
more
Appreciate
for
the
Koi
prime.
in a row, and they'll get
Thank
a
you for doing
chance to
that.
close the series on Bind.
Yeah, patience from Shadow there was a
That's
big
when
factor.
baiting actually
Just
makes
not
sense.
overplaying his hand. Sure, the sacrifice of Camo was necessary. The problem is with this
What are my
streak
thoughts
back
on
and
Honor?
forth,
I mean, I
it
played against Honor a
ultimately
lot of
ends with
times.
Heretics closing
I
out the
think
game. The good thing,
he's a
though, is that
good
they
coach at
finally
focusing on his own
damaged the
team.
economy of this attack side
From what
enough
I've heard, and again, I
that
don't know
it's
if
not
it's
gonna be
fully
much of a
true
bias
that he
this round.
doesn't
Few sheriffs,
about
maybe an
anti-stratting
outlaw
too much.
being thought about for Woot.
Shh.
And a judge
think
for
in this
Minibu,
day and
well,
age you
that
have
only
to do.
really screams one thing, that he's going blast packing in. I will say the defense building
Yeah,
up for
I
him
think
mid-push
I
at
think
a
he's
round
good,
like
but I
this,
think it might need.
I'm terrified.
I need to
This is a
consider.
huge risk.
oh
And
my.
Minibu's got the perfect
That
weapon for
anti-stratting
it.
is a
This
thing.
could be a disaster, but luckily he's not looking the right way.
Yeah, he
Trying to
got
hide the gun.
timing a
They
little bit.
still
I
saw
mean,
him in time. little
They
closer
dodged the bullet
than he was
there.
expecting them to be, but that is understandable.
If he was looking the right way, they lose their whole team. It's a 50-50, which when you have a better buy is definitely a gamble, but it's worked out for them this time. Post plant. Still looking possible. Woot wanting to try and take the fight, but obviously an outlaw, you kind of want to be holding the angles more so than peeking into them. He's going to send Benji in first. Now they're all coming in from the same position, looking to just play this one as a unit, which could work out for them, but could give opportunities for a couple of these kills to be traded out. The problem is they've lost pretty much all of the ground. A couple of low players. Woot still having to play these close rounds. Actually, orbital strike going to be committed. It will slow them down at least a little bit, but still in a good spot for this retake.
Hold up.
Throwing in all of that utility just to try and delay them a little
Damn,
bit more.
bro, Benji got 2.
It gets dangerous, and now Woot left.
Benji got 3. He's done it.
He might just have done enough. I think the time's already too far gone. He has the classic. It doesn't even matter.
3v5, and Benji manages to get 3 nice shots from him. I thought it was madness when he put the Brim ult.
Oh yes, we're going all the